So, welcome back everybody. I am so happy to be joined by Jimmy Croxton today. As you've probably seen from our page, we're collaborating at the moment. We're doing a bit of work together, are we?
We are, mate,
So yeah, Jim, absolute pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
So, if you don't mind, just by starting off, we got introduced how long ago now? About 6-7 months?
6-7 months ago, yeah, by a lady that I used to coach many moons ago, Adrienne.
Hi, Aid.
Hello, Aid, if you're listening in. Yeah, so I know that she'd done a little bit of work with yourself in the past. She mentioned that obviously you were you're on the verge of qualifying your doctorate, and sort of mentioned that we might be something there that we could work on together, with me doing a lot of coaching within Q Sports. And obviously there's a big side of that is psychological, work and recovering from loss and different things like that with certain people. And I thought it'd be a great opportunity to kind of expand that really and go a little bit deeper, because yes, I have the experience of being able to coach people on the pool table and so far with the psychology. Luckily for me, my snooker coach as a youngster was a university professor in psychology, so I had that little bit of experience. But obviously working with someone, I mean, you're a West Brom fan, kind of
like got everything, can you?
No, I mean, as long as you don't wear a West Brom top anywhere near me, mate, because I will burn it whilst you're wearing it. But yeah, so obviously we touched base and it's gone from there really. It's like a little bromance now, mate.
Yeah, I think
you make a good brew, I'll give you that.
Yeah, cheers. I think that's one of the things that I can't lie, I'll be real with you. I was a bit sceptical, like working with a player on their coaching stuff, because I was thinking, well, what about if they don't see it the same as me?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like with the use of, like, you use breathing quite a lot, which we'll get onto, but I just feel like those sorts of skills should be integral. Like everybody should be using them, whether it's going for a job interview or going into an exam or first date or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Those sorts of ideas are quite universal, and to know that you not only use it playing but now use it in the coach, and I was like, that's ideal for me, because I don't really have to compromise any of my values. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that was the good thing about it, is that our values were very similar. And look, there is many different ways to get these messages across to people, and there's many different techniques that people use. And you'll obviously know some in your line of work that I'm not aware of, and I can relate it back to the pool and the effect it has in and around the table. But I think the beauty of it is that you've got to realise that obviously from a coaching point of view, the students are all very, very different. So you might have a certain technique that I'm not covering, what will help that particular individual. That might not work for someone else. Look, I use the analogy a lot in my coaching, is that if I say to you the sky's blue and you say no it's not, it's pink, well then it's pink.
Fucking pink, eh?
Yeah, so you've got to be interchangeable and adaptable, and I think that's where we kind of hit it off, because we realise that we can make that work for people. And obviously there is some big things in the pipeline. I don't want to say too much at this moment in time, but we've got some big plans that we've been working on for the last few months, and over the next couple of months they're going to come to fruition, and I'm hoping that people buy into it, because my coaching is obviously going very, very well. People are trusting me to help them with the game, and I'm getting good reviews, and I'm really enjoying it, first and foremost. And obviously you're very, very busy doing what you do, and collaborating together just makes perfect sense.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a pleasure, never a chore. So obviously a lot of people will probably know you as Jimmy the Joker Croxton, ultimate pool, or not a bad pool player. So I want to know, or I want people to know, like, who is Jimmy? So a good question, or I think a good place to start, is like, what's one of your earliest memories of pool?
Well, I mean, I got into pool through my dad. My dad's always been a decent pub player / probably low county player back in his younger days. And my dad's best friend is Steve James from Cannock, who obviously was in the top 16 in the world on the snooker circuit. So he used to just take me down to the British Legion. Obviously, over the weekend we was having a beer, and I used to play with the locals. And I think he just saw something in me, a little bit of natural talent. And went obviously playing in teams and junior county. My first ever tournament, I lost to Gareth pots in the final.
No way.
I think I was 9, he was 10. Forgive me if I've got the major wrong, but it was around that time. So we were very, very young, and obviously it's just gone from there really. So I've not always been the joker. That was sort of given to me by Ultimate Pool when Ultimate Pool first came about. I think it was Zach Leonard, and I think it's just because of the way I am. You know, I've been brought up around pubs and clubs. I am always cracking jokes, you know, and I'm always the joke is perfect really. But I've stuck to it. I've tried to grow a brand around it, and you know, so far so good, and long may it continue. I mean, I kind of, everything I have now is Joker themed. So I've got stickers on my car,
number plate,
and my number plate, and my keys. I've got the Joker on my phone cover. You know, it's just everyone just calls me Joker. You know, so I mean, when you said hello, Jim, earlier on, I had to look over my shoulder. Thought someone was standing behind me.
Yeah, there's definitely worse things to be called.
Trust me. If we go through me watches of ex-partners, they've all called me a lot worse. But we won't touch on that.
That's for the X-rated podcast. All right then. Another good question. What is your most memorable moment from playing pool? Like your favourite moment?
I think in terms of playing. Pool and snooker, because I was a good snooker player. I remember knocking my first 147. I ran around the club like an absolute lunatic. You know, nearly took the top off, started waving it over. Nearly did a Ronaldo, but not quite. I've not quite got the physique to do like that, you know. And never have had, may I add. But I think in terms of playing pool, obviously I've got to say, you know, me 2 professional event wins were obviously very memorable. I mean, I've had a lot of highs, some lows, of course, a lot of highs, and I just think it's a sport that I've loved all my life. I love being in and around that circuit. All my friends, generally, apart from, you know, maybe a handful, are all associated in some way to pool and snooker. You know, and more importantly, I've made friends for life through them channels. So if someone said taking the pool away, I've still got that base of really close friends. So I'm obviously, you know, forever thankful for that. Yeah,
no, that's nice, because I do a lot of work with players with like identity, and they struggle sometimes to find stuff in and around their sport. Like you say, even though, you know, you've all got like a similar interest in pool or snooker, you're still going to be friends whether pool and snooker existed or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love that sort of stuff. That makes it makes me happy. Like, that's what I want for my clients. That's what, you know, I strive to try and instill, like that identity. But you seem to have got that from an early age. So when would you say you started? When did you first pick up a cue?
Oh, I was 8. 8 years old.
Did you see out of the table?
Yeah, just about. My arm used to come to the side. I could barely reach. But I mean, over time, you do adapt. I mean. You've got to think that there's a professional player at the minute on the circuit called Liam White, and he can barely see over the table, and he's in his mid-30s, so I was taller than Liam when I was 8, so I know you will listen to this, so I've got to get a little jab in, because I always give him a little jab in the ribs, you know. I mean, not a physical one, but you know, it's certainly a psychological one. It's like, have one of them. But yeah, I love Liam to bits. But yeah, you know, I was a baby basically. And it's just something I've always loved doing. Yeah,
fairs, man. I appreciate that, Jim. And like I say, hopefully that gives people a little insight into the history of you and Paul, you know what I mean? Because again, if people know you as a joker, it's nice to see where that's come from, I guess. You know what I mean?
I'm closer to retirement now, mate, to be honest. I'm on the way out. Eyes are going, you know, knees are going, you know, I'm getting to that age, but obviously the coaching can continue forever, and you know, I hope it does, because I really enjoy it. And you know, although I do have a good laugh, and again, I've built a lot of good relationships from my coaching. It's nice to see people doing well. You know, I've had people win big events, and I'm not saying that I'm solely responsible, because of course I'm not, because without them, none of it's possible. But it's nice to be part of that journey and feel like I've had some kind of contribution to that success. And that's nice, and I think that's why it's doing as well as it is. And more importantly, I enjoy it. You know, I enjoy being on the road. I actually like driving, you know, and I couldn't do something that I don't enjoy. So it's great, and obviously the brand, if you like, the Joker is growing with it. You know, I've done little gimmicky things. I've got my own bottle of whiskey and different, you know, so it's nice. Listen, you know, people have tried it, they're buying it. I've sold quite a few. So obviously the coaching, the stickers, and you know, the different things. So and obviously, you know, the clubs that I go to as well, because I travel all over the country. I've got to, you know, give thanks to them as well, because they've had to kind of buy into that journey a little bit, and I'm ever grateful for them allowing me to use their facilities to be able to grow this business, and it's doing very well. So you're now part of that journey, mate, and let's hope we make a success out of it.
Yeah, for sure. So what would be it? Was there a defining moment that you realised, coaching's for me? Like,
I mean, I've always tried to help people out, and I've always done bits and bobs, and to be honest, with pool, it's never really been big enough to play full time. It's always been a bit of a hobby. Whereas snooker was a full-time job at one stage, but I've always worked all my life. I've had good jobs. I dread to think how many I've had over the years, but I've jumped from job to job, and have I ever really been happy on reflection? Probably not as happy as I'd like. And I've always been one of them players who needs to be kind of stimulated. One of them people that needs to be stimulated. And so in October, when I was made redundant, I thought I'm going to give this a full-time go, because obviously over the last couple of years I've had some health scares with my foot and my eye, and my eye's still ongoing, so that's still...
You nearly fucking died there.
Yeah, well no, it wasn't that, it was just, obviously I've got diabetes, I've got it really bad. I'm not a nun by any stretch, but I have obviously looked after myself a lot better over the years, and I had a bleed in the back of my right eye. Prior to that I had a hole in my foot. So I was in like a support book for a period of time. I couldn't drive, and then the bleed in my eye, I couldn't see, so I couldn't play properly. And like I say, that's still ongoing. I'm still having a few minor issues, but they did tell me that would happen. It wouldn't just be an overnight thing. So that's still ongoing. So with all that going on, it's been tough times really. I've missed a lot of tournaments. I've dropped down the rankings a little bit, so it's very difficult. To sort of continue.
And it's been funny, the fact that you're still there after all that. It's quite a big...
Well, I didn't know whether I'd ever play again, I'll be honest.
Really?
And I think that's why I kind of got into the coaching, because that was the defining moment when I thought, well, I can do that. I'm able to sort of help other people and still have an involvement in the sport that I love. And I think that was the moment where I thought, let's give it a go. I was still kind of tentatively looking for work and jobs. But then when it started to sort of pick up, and people, started to kind of, pay an interest, and I was getting a lot of inquiries, but then nothing was really happening. And then it's only recently where it's gone boom. I've kind of always done bits here and there, but it's just the last couple of months has just took off. I'm at the stage now where I've kind of, I'm doing it full time, and
you enjoy it.
I love it, and I've got no intention of actually going back to work. I want to, I want to carry on and do it and enhance myself. I mean, as the game grows, the game has never been in a better position. Ultimate Pool are doing unbelievable things. That if you'd have come to Bolton last week and seen the arena, the setup was just phenomenal.
The stadium,
the stadium in the players' lounge, you could actually overlook the pitch and the ground, and it was just unbelievable. And Pool's needed that for a long time, and Ultimate Pool are trying to do things that have never been done, and thanks to that, that's obviously raised the profile. So all of us as players have got them to thank, for that. And at this moment in time, it's in a very good spot.
So this might be a bit of a controversial question. Do you reckon about the new cloth?
Love it. I played on it prior to it being announced. There was some samples that came on, so I went on and had a little knock on it. And look, I think at the end of the day, it's about having your own identity. Pool is a growing game. It's massive in terms of participants. It's massive in terms of popularity, but it's never really been taken as a full-time job. It's never been that big, like darts was years ago. You look at it now. They're playing a tournament every other day. A lot of the top players are multi-millionaires, and whether Pool gets there or not, I don't know. I hope it does. But there's other methods, as I've proven, that where you can earn a living from Pool. It needs a product. And obviously now we've got the RAS on tables. We've got that new cloth. It's giving us our own identity, and I'm all for it. I'm all for change. You will get pushbacks, you will get negativity, of course you will. People generally don't like change, but look, it's inevitable. And I think it's good that we're trying to, sort of reinvent the wheel with it because it needs it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's always
there ain't no wheel there really for pool, is there?
No. Look, I'm a big believer that if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I like the colour. I think it stands out.
Yeah, I love the colour.
I think it plays nice, and let's see what happens in the future events. Yeah.
Yeah, love that. So just going back a little bit to what you just mentioned about the, if you don't mind anyway, the health stuff, because we had a chat, and again, hopefully you don't mind me bringing it up, but like you said to me that it changed your perspective on playing pool.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, completely, because now I sort of and look, none of us are perfect. We all get frustrated. We all show signs of emotion. It's human. Mm-hmm. However, I do find that on the whole, it's completely improved my attitude, improved kind of the way I look at things. Does pool really matter? Yes and no. Yes, it does, because I love the sport. But if pool was taken away, I'm still here. I've got my vision. I could quite easily have lost my vision. I could quite easily have lost my leg at one stage. It was worrying. So in the grand scheme of it, what's more important, your health or the game? So and it was worrying. The whole came. I was on holiday. I bought new sliders for around the pool. Obviously your feet swell in the heat. It just took the skin off the balls of my feet. I know it sounds gruesome. I'm sorry for anyone that's listening, but essentially what happened is it healed over, but a hole underneath the flesh started to develop. And I was at a party one night. I was suited and booted. It was a christening, room full of people, roasting hot. And I went all cold, and I thought, sepsis that. Went straight up to the hospital. They took the skin off, hole in my foot, literally like the size of a penny, and it was probing to bone. And the specialist walked in, my diabetes specialist, and he just looked at me, and he said, if that infection gets any worse, we may have to take your leg from the knee. And I was like, wow, I've only been on. I actually started laughing. We've only been on holiday, and he was like, we see it all the time. But I said, well, I've got all the sensation in my feet. A lot of diabetics haven't, so I can, if you went near my feet now, I've got my trainers on, I'd still flinch because I'm ticklish. So it was just a lot of care, cleaning. I was in support boots. I was having it wrapped up, and it was ongoing, and only till reasonably recently, the last sort of 3-4 months, that it's fully healed. I see, yeah. But I still go back to check to make sure that it's not coming back. And then the eye again, another one. I was in Liverpool on a night away, and just noticed almost like this, felt like a bit like a big leaf stuck in my eye. It was like dotted, and it was horrible. And I went to the hospital the next day when I got back, and they said, yeah, one of your vessels has burst in the back of your eye. And the specialist said that all the damage with diabetes is done generally in the first 3 to 5 years. Okay. After that, it's just time. And to be honest, it took a number of years for me to start getting my diabetes under control. My specialist reckons that I had one of the most unpredictable cases he'd ever seen. Sometimes I could be really healthy and really good, and my sugars would still be up and down. It's that fluctuation that's the problem. Yeah. You're better off having your sugars slightly higher and stable. And that's where it's all come from. And I've known really healthy diabetics lose limbs and stuff, and so it's such a cruel, horrible disease, much like lots of them are. And look, I'm not looking for any sympathy here. At the end of the day, I can only do what I can do.
Speaking
it's been tough, and it's still worrying now. So, but yeah, in terms of perspective of life, look, I've got a son who's 18, who's doing really, really well. I've got family, friends, a good circle of friends and a big family, and look, I'm here. Yeah. So,
I rate that.
I mean,
could be a lot worse, couldn't it?
When I pulled up in your drive and I saw that West Brom sticker on your back window of your car, I wish I'd have lost my vision, to be honest. But apart from that, we're all good. Up the Wolves.
We'll get onto that in a bit. So, appreciate that, mate. I can't lie. That must have been tough. Not that I've got any idea what it's like. So I appreciate you chatting about that. And again, hopefully, people listening are going, shit, yeah, like I've had something similar, and I've thought about that, and it's nice to know that they're not the only person. You know what I mean? So
look, I've said this all along. I've had a few sort of health things going over the years. A lot of people will know this. I was in the national press. I won't go too much into detail on here about it. I will tell you about it in private, but a lot of people will know this. But I had hundreds of messages about it, and and look, if anyone's suffering the same thing or they want it, someone actually pulled me to the side in Bolton and asked me about the diabetes and how to manage it. And look, if anyone, and I mean anyone, ever wants to message me and ask me about my experiences and how they're struggling and wants any advice, by all means, just pick up the phone and speak to me, because I've been through that kind of stuff. I can give you my point of view. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's right, but I can share my experiences with you and hopefully give people some insights that maybe diabetic or ill or have gone through similar things, and maybe they just need cheering up. Maybe they just need a dad joke.
There's plenty of them.
There's plenty of them. So just message me. It's fine. I'm on all the socials.
That's class.
Message me.
That's class. So again, maybe a little bit like related to that then, like if you were to have like an off day and a day where stuff ain't going right, or something's maybe feeling a bit niggly or whatever, like how do you cope on those days? How do you push through?
Look, I think, like I say, we're all human, and we all say things in the heat of the moment. We all do things in the heat of the moment. We all react to things in the heat of the moment, and when I'm having an off day, that can happen. One thing I think I've noticed in myself, since that is, and obviously since doing the coaching, because obviously you start to listen to yourself, is how you kind of recover from that. So you when you've calmed and you've reflected and you've gone, right, I've done that wrong. So, whether it's been snappy at someone or whatever, I tend to apologise quicker, admit things quicker, try to come to a resolve quicker than I did. So it's not about the action, it's the reaction that I've noticed has improved.
Yeah.
We're all going to have off days. We're all going to feel a little bit under the weather. We're all going to, show a little bit of emotion, relating it to pool. We're all going to, give it the, what's going on kind of thing, and kind of outwardly show emotion. But then when you reflect and you go, I've done that, I haven't done that for a while, I'm not doing that again. That's where it counts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not the problem, it's how you react to the problem.
I agree. Well, you say react. For me, in my work, I use a phrase, we try and respond more than we react.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if something happens, like we was on about earlier, if I miss that, I can react how my body wants me to and go, I can't believe I've done that, I've left myself nothing, Or you can go, fucking hell, I can't believe I missed that. What now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for me, it's just that little subtle change in it, like seeing a setback as an opportunity.
Yeah.
I can, in fact, I've not left myself well there, but that now opens up that you know what I mean? That percentage of, you know what I mean? And that is tough to see sometimes from like when you're in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think, I think as well, related to the pool in terms of, like you say, and you're quite right what you say, we've all got a lot going on in the world. The world's getting tougher and tougher. Bills are going up, pressures are going up. The country's on its backside. So we've all got all this sort of congestion in your brain going on. We're all like, stress levels are going up. More people are suffering with mental health problems. So you're more liable to react to certain things in a different way. So like you say, it's about seeing that opportunity to go, right, well, I can respond here rather than react.
And again, it ain't always going to happen. Like I'm ginger, I'm very hot-headed, and I'm the first one to go, can't believe I've just done that.
Yeah.
You go, okay, well I have done that. And again, like, now what? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you flip it quickly.
Yeah.
I always say to my students, you evaluate, you learn, you forget quickly.
I like that. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You and I try to get them to do that at the table. So when they miss a shot, rather than jump up, stay down on the shot. Right, what have I done there? Right, I've put left hand side on that ball. I'm not doing that again. Learn, forget. On the flip side of that, of course, if they scream one down the rail at 100 mile an hour and it goes in, if they're down on the shot, the brain will go, wow, what a screamer.
On class, yeah.
Yeah. How well have I heard that? So there's two sides to it. The brain does very funny things to you. But yeah, it's. I think that I quite like what you said there. It's about responding, not reacting.
Yeah.
And we're all guilty of reacting. We are.
Like I say, we're human.
But it's like you say, it's about percentages. If you can respond more often than you react, then you're onto a winner.
I would say so. Yeah, that's my perspective. Wolves and Albion then? Where did that come from? Why are you a Wolves fan, you
Well,
evil bastard?
Well, I'm into football. Obviously, you're not.
Yeah, I've been into rugby for a little, in the Pulis anyway.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the last time I was this close to a West Bromwich Albion fan was not so long ago in the FA Cup where we battered you there as well, mate. You know what I mean? So
whatever.
if you start giving me shit,
It's the first time in 20 years.
you start giving me shit, it's going to be it's going to be a repeat of that mothering we give you on and off the pitch that day. No, but I'm a Wolves fan through my dad. So me born and bred in Stoke. My dad's a sculptor by trade, and the guy that trained him, Mick Wood, was a Wolves fan. So he took my dad to his first ever Wolves match. He just fell in love. Yeah, my dad through the 80s and 90s had a few successful businesses. He sponsored the Wolves, and I've just been brought up with the Wolves. So it's again been another passion of mine all my life. And yeah, there's been many ups and downs, as you're probably aware, but absolutely love it.
I can't lie, and this is going to sound so bad, because all my family are Wolves fans. My dad's a Carlisle fan. No, sorry, Dad, but that was happening as my first team, you know what I mean? And it just would have been a lot easier in my life to be a Wolves fan.
Yeah.
You know, going abroad and going down to League One, and no, literally, you know, not that the Baggies ground is far, but like the stadium now far, just would have been easier. And alongside being ginger, like, it's been a character building up until now. That's why I think I can talk to anybody, like, and strike up a combo, because I've definitely heard worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's I mean, people do ask me all the time, but to be fair, where Molyneux sits, I don't know whether it still is, or it used to be classed as Staffordshire. But the borderline was right there.
Let me just get that one down. It's actually in what? To be fair, I think the Baggies ground's in Birmingham.
Write that down. I'm pretty sure if you look at the history, I'm pretty sure the Molyneux used to sit in the Staffordshire border. I'm not sure that it still does. But it's weird, like, because we've got a pub near us, and the half of the pub sits in the Newcastle postcode area,
no way.
And half of it sits in the Stoke-on-Trent area. And in the lounge and the bar, they've got two separate phone lines.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mad
that, isn't it?
Yeah. I think I've seen, like, there's a golf course somewhere that's in England and Wales, like half the course in England but I heard of like two different phones in the same gap.
Yeah,
it's a bit
same
wild.
Gap, yeah, madness, isn't it?
That is mad. Just finishing off then, Jim, if you don't mind, if there is something that you could tell 18-year-old Jim, what would you tell him?
Wow, how long we got here?
As long as you want, huh?
Jesus, I mean, everyone better sort of, you know, get the duvet out here, because we'll be here for hours.
Right, give me three things then. Give me three things that, you know, Jimmy Croxton would tell 18-year-old Jim.
Don't spend so much money willy-nilly.
Okay.
For sure, you know, you know, maybe invest in things, be a little bit more money savvy. That's for sure, because I've certainly had my ups and downs with money. I would say, and to be honest, you've prompted this, but try to respond to more rather than react.
Yeah.
And I would say, the third one's a tough one, but I would say health is the single most important thing that you've got. So cherish
it's the first wealth, isn't it?
Cherish it. Look after yourself as much as you can. Do what you can, and try to prolong things, because you're a long time dead, mate. To be honest, and I've had friends and family pass away recently, which is really, really sad. People who've even, you know, looked after themselves and whatnot. You know, you see it all the time. It puts everything into perspective. Yeah. You know, so look after your health. Make that your main priority. You know, whether it be your headspace or your physical health, make that your main priority, because you will definitely have a better quality of life if you do so.
And we ain't here that long. Like you said, I like that. You're dead a long time, and I always say you ain't here that long. And so, you know, as much as you can, make every day meaningful. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So yeah, no, I think that's good. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's it for me, Jim. Can't lie.
Yeah, is that me done?
Yeah. Oh, he's only fucking broke my set.
He's knocked off the set. Look, here we go. Okay, I knew that was going to happen. I'm here. I'm back. I'm still here. I rescued that. What a catch that was. I mean, I know I'm a catch, but you know, me catching that was just some skills there. You didn't ask me that question though. There in the middle.
What, going from
building a player?
I did with the coaching.
Oh, the coaching.
I sort of sprinkled it in.
Oh, well, I thought it was going to be one of them like build your perfect player, break. And
okay, no, we'll do that. Then.
Shall we do it?
Yeah, hang on.
Let's do it. Let's build that. Let's build it.
So using Ultimate Pool players, you mean?
I'll use anyone.
Okay.
Because I think there's a lot of players out there that don't play on Ultimate, and look, they're still friends at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's fine then. All right. So, Jim, if you don't mind, I'm going to pick your brain on building your perfect player.
Okay.
So I'm going to break it down into break, cue ball control,
yeah,
shot making.
Yeah.
What else could I say? Oh, I'll tell you a good one. Cue action.
Yeah.
And I'll say clearing up.
Okay. What about attitude?
Yeah, we'll go on. We'll go with attitude.
I think
that's
you being a psychologist and me being, I think that's important, mate.
Yeah, go on then.
So break.
Break first, yeah.
It's a tough one. I would say simply due to the fact that Gareth plays Chinese now. Well, then again, so does Jack Whelan. But I like Jack Whelan's break.
Okay.
I think he's just generally so accurate, white straight up the spots. What we class as pool plays is the the perfect break, as in
what you're aiming for.
That cue ball coming straight back up the middle, then balls clattering about everywhere. I would there's a lot of players out there with big breaks, but they just whack them. Jack looks like he's actually intending to do what he does, so I'm going to go Jack Whelan.
Yeah, fairs. Cue ball control.
Cue ball control's a good one. I think mine's pretty good.
Yeah.
Shane Thompson, pretty good cue ball control. There's a lot of players who have, but because I can't pick me, I'm going to go. I'm going to go Shane Thompson.
Okay.
Well, luck is one thing we didn't mention either, isn't it? He was the luckiest.
Oh yeah, that's heavy though. I want to win that one.
No, nor me. There's no way of me winning it. I am.
Yeah, to be fair, I saw you. It was in Wigan, Warrie, and the ball's spinning.
Oh, don't please.
I remember chatting to you.
I can't believe I potted that ball.
I know, the black one.
If anyone's seen that video of when I played Craig Waddingham, the cue ball's spinning at like 100 mile an hour, and the clock ran out.
7 seconds left.
So I hit it, and I still potted it, and it was still spinning. That was to be honest, that was the shot of the tournament. It didn't count.
He called a foul, didn't he? Because it was still spinning.
Well, it was still spinning. But I had to hit it. I'd run out of time anyway.
Obviously.
So I thought I'm going to have a go anyway.
Just fuck.
I think that should still win shot of the tournament.
We'll give you unluckies.
That's me.
Alright then, shot making. Oh no, did we do cue ball control?
Yeah, me and Shane.
Okay, oh yeah.
But I'm going to say Shane because I can't pick myself.
Okay, yeah. Shot making. Difficult shots. You think you've put them in a snooker? Oh fuck, he's potted.
Shot making. There's a few. I think David McNamara is definitely up there.
Okay.
He's a shot maker. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Well, he's I think he's from Runcorn. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. David
McNamara is a good shot maker. Jordan Shepherd is a good shot maker. There's quite a few. Tom Jones is a good shot maker. I'm going to go for. Wow. Wow, it's tough, this, isn't it? Go on, I'm going to stick my neck out and go for Dave McNamara.
Alright, there you go, Dave. How about that? What was the last one? Oh, clearing up. We'll go clearing up and then mindset.
Clearing up, as in life depends on it. You want someone to go on and clear the table.
The fate of the world depends on these balls getting cleared.
It's got to be Gareth, isn't it?
It's fair enough.
It has to be Gareth.
It's fair enough.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
Mindset.
Mindset's a good one, and there's a lot. Again, I think mine is up there because of what I've been through, and I think coaching, you start listening to yourself, don't you?
Yeah.
I think my mindset is up there. Tom Cousins, I think he's right up there because with Tom, I spoke to Tom about this in some length, and he doesn't care whether he wins or loses. He's beyond all that now. He sort of just gets on with it. He's deadpan face, doesn't let things get at him at all. So that's right up there.
That's how you want to play, though, eh?
Yeah. Look, there's a reason that he's the best in the world is because he doesn't let things get at him. He doesn't let his emotions get the better of him.
It's like that Roger Federer video, video you showed me.
Brilliant, yeah. If anyone can ever go onto YouTube and type in Roger Federer points and watch that video, his mindset is phenomenal. I'm going to say a bit of a joint one because I actually like the mindset of Ronan McCarthy.
Okay.
Because he's just so laid back.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
he's just so like he's just, that's just his persona as a person. I mean, I've been on holiday with Ronan.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I've spent a lot of time around him, and he's such just he's a great laugh, great joke, whatever. But what a brilliant mindset is that just get on with life kind of thing. But I'm gonna say Tom, simply due to the fact that I don't think anything ever bothers him, and you know, I think that is a big reason why he's been the dominant player.
Yeah.
As good as he is, of course, on the table, it's his persona and his attitude around the table that kind of assists with that success.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And I've just thought of one more question. Do you prefer reds or yellows?
Look, I prefer whichever colour's the easiest. I prefer, to be honest with you, mate, to be able to break off, all the balls drop in, and I've got the 8 sat on the centre spot with the white right behind it. That's what I prefer. But if I was to pick a colour, I'm gonna go yellows, simply because it's closer to Wolves' colours.
Oh, fucking hell.
And that's all you're getting out of me.
Piss poor. Piss poor reasoning.
It's better than in a black and white stripe one, mate. Don't worry about that.
Jim, it's been an absolute pleasure, my mate. Thank you so much for coming on.
No problem at all.
And I'm very looking forward to what we got coming up in the next couple of months, mate.
Yeah. Everyone, just keep your eyes peeled, and we've got a lot of good plans, haven't we? A lot of solid plans, and a lot of exciting stuff going on from a coaching point of view, and looking forward to continuing to work alongside you and get your views, and like I say, there's some players that are going to be coming to you personally for a bit of assistance, and that's good, you know. So yeah, some exciting times to follow. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you very much for watching or listening, whichever one you've been doing.